Taylor Swift has capped off a stellar 2023 by being named Time Magazine's Person of the Year. The star, whose Eras tour broke box office records and provoked an inquiry into Ticketmaster's sales practices, follows the likes of Barack Obama, Greta Thunberg, and Volodymyr Zelensky. She told the magazine that she is the proudest and happiest I've ever felt. The award goes to an event or person deemed to have had the most influence on global events over the past year. The singer also admitted to the magazine that the toll of her 180-minute Eras concerts often left her feeling physically exhausted. After a run of shows, I do not leave my bed except to get food and take it back to my bed and eat it there, she said. I can barely speak because I've been singing for 3 shows straight. Every time I take a step, my feet go crunch, crunch, crunch from dancing in heels. The couple hit the headlines in September when Swift was spotted with Kelsey's mother at one of his games. By the time I went to that first game, we were a couple, she explained, adding they had first hooked up over the summer. I think some people think that they saw our first date at that game. We would never be psychotic enough to hard launch a first date. But Swift's love life is small beans compared to her cultural impact. Already a superstar before 2023, her career has reached new heights thanks to the Eras tour, which sees the singer perform a career-spanning 45 songs set every night. Demand for tickets was so high that it crashed Ticketmaster's website, prompting a hearing into its business practices by the U.S. Senate. When the tour began in the summer, ticketless fans gathered in car parks just to hear the music. In Seattle, her concerts generated seismic activity equivalent to a 2.3 magnitude earthquake. It feels like the breakthrough moment of my career happening at 33, she told Time, and for the first time in my life, I was mentally tough enough to take what comes with that. Swift's imperial phase comes after a period where she was vilified for her positions on feminism and politics. Although her silence on those issues stemmed from nothing more sinister than a lack of confidence. After speaking out against Donald Trump and in favor of abortion rights, she hit a creative purple patch with the pandemic era albums, Folklore, and Evermore. Showcasing a more organic indie folk approach than the country pop that made her famous. The records confirmed her status as a generational songwriting talent. She cemented her comeback with last year's Midnights, a bleary, sleep-deprived collection of pop songs based around the thoughts that keep her up at night. Time editor-in-chief Sam Jacobs said the U.S. pop icon was the rare person who is both the writer and hero of her own story, adding that Swift had found a way to transcend borders and be a source of light. On Monday, Time magazine announced its short list of 9 candidates for the title. Those included Chinese President Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, Barbie, and the striking Hollywood actors and writers. As well as her tour, Swift has also released the biggest selling record of 2023, a re-recording of her decade-old album 1989. Incredibly, she also has the second and third biggest sellers of the year in America with Midnights and Speak Now. Taylor's version eclipsing records by Drake, Olivia Rodrigo, and Ed Sheeran. Amongst her other achievements this year, the Eras tour film became the biggest concert movie of all time, taking $249 and $197 at the global box office. Swift became the first living artist to have 5 albums in the U.S. top 10 simultaneously with 1989 Midnights, Folklore, Lover, and Speak Now. Ooh. She broke the record for the most #1 albums by a woman in U.S. chart history. 13 in total, overtaking Barbra Streisand. Swift became the first songwriter to score 7 Grammy nominations for Song of the Year, overtaking Sir Paul McCartney and Lionel Richie. With 8 sold-out nights at Wembley Stadium, Swift equals a UK touring record set by Take That. Boosted by her tour, Swift was named the most streamed female artist in the history of Spotify and Apple Music. Swift is currently on a break before launching the Asian and Australian legs of her Eras tour in February. The shows come to Europe in May, and Swift is also expected to release a re-recorded version of her Reputation album in the new year. Speaking to Time, she said she had initially recoiled at the idea, which had been suggested by both her father and fellow pop star Kelly Clarkson. In the end, she went ahead with the project as an act of rebellion.